What is happening, Magnus? There were murmurings of this. They want him to play Apocalypse. That rhymes on hate to play, I hate that game, bars. Let's see what this is all about.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk Marvel every day. And right now, a lot is going down with Marvel Studios and with the MCU.
Including Captain America, Brave New World's cinema score.
Filming for Avengers Doomsday starts next month, and then right after that, Spider-Man 4 is going to begin filming as well. And although this has not been confirmed by Marvel Studios yet, Thor 5 is reportedly going to start filming in 2025 as well. So a lot coming up for Marvel Studios. They're continuing to build out the story for the multiverse saga's end with Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, but they are planning the...
So you got them, both of them, filming in 2025. So there should be zero woke in it. Because they already know. So if they put woke in it now, because like Captain America 4, with the way the timeline, how they were filming that, expected it to have it. Let's see what they do with these. Can't wait.
Beyond that as well, with the X-Men coming to the MCU in the mutant era, as Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has officially dubbed it. He said what's coming next is the mutant era, and they're hard at work on that era already. We have a confirmed X-Men movie coming very soon, right after Avengers Secret Wars. It's either going to be the...
Do you like some grapes? Bitches. If you don't know where I got that from, shame on you.
First or second film of the next phase of the MCU, so they have begun working on it pretty heavily, including casting the X-Men. Marvel Studios right now is on the hunt for a perfect X-Men cast, and there's a casting rumor, we'll call it right now, going around that is, I would say, kind of controversial. Maybe not controversial, but just divided in the fandom right now, and that...
So, with The Rock being possibly chosen for Apocalypse, I know what the fanboys and I know what the haters and I know what they all say. I always say about The Rock, they always talk about his ego. Oh, his ego. Or The Rock's acting range. First of all, The Rock does have range. If you don't believe me, go check out Snitch. Okay? Watch Snitch. It's underrated. This is one of his best performances, I think. However, The Rock has... After all of those movies, there was a certain point when The Rock rebranded himself. He just went with the whole alpha giga Chad, tough guy, bald head, muscles, you know what I mean? Like he went with that, and it worked for him, okay? Personally, to me, he doesn't need to have a lot of range if he doesn't want to. Dave Bautista says that he has range. He wants to do this, and he wants to do that, and he wants to do things that people from Juilliard would do. I personally don't care. As a fan, do what you want to do. Just do it well. If you're an actor, do what you want to do. Do it well. Give the people what they want. Give your fans what they want. The Rock's been doing that. That's why he's been the highest paid dude in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You may not like everything that he does, but that's okay. Some people say, oh, well, he's the same dude and every... Well, he means for it to be. You can see that. But other actors are like that too. Certain actors you would consider some of the greatest of all time are like that, like Denzel. Y'all all go for the overbite, the grin and the whole. You'll go off of that Denzel thing. Denzel is, he's like himself almost in every movie that he does, okay? With little tweaks here or there. A little more calm, maybe more, more anger, more sinister, but he brings the Denzel flavor. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? A lot of actors are like that. I don't care. I'm not hating on none of them for that. Now, I know people talk about the whole, this whole controversy. What was really going on with DC? Was he truly trying to take over? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you know what I mean? Then, Shazam actor came out, had something to say. Don't know. That's what people are saying. I keep it up here. You know what I'm saying? That didn't work out. Black Adam didn't work out. I enjoyed Black Adam. It wasn't what it could have been. I personally think he should have had the ears and the hair. But, whatever. If you can't do the accent, okay. But he should have had the ears and the hair. At least the ears. At least the ears. Because it just felt like The Rock walking around in a half-done cosplay suit. That's what, it kind of felt like. Even though I enjoyed it, that's what it felt like. So, is The Rock going to get in? Everyone's going to say, oh, his ego. Like, he's going to take over Marvel. I don't know. But it's not like RDJ don't got an ego. And the other actors don't have ego. People talked about RDJ's ego. Okay, they talked about him messing up Terrence Howard's money, and then they going with whatchamacallit for Rhodey. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? There was scandal and controversy over what was going on with that, and egos and money too. Let's not forget that. So could The Rock be a great Apocalypse? I think so. I think everybody needs to play their part properly. No egos get out of check. And I think everything will be fine.
That rumor is that The Rock is going to play a major character in the X-Men franchise. I have seen so many funny comments about this online already. The hierarchy of the MCU is about to change. Can you smell what Apocalypse is cooking? Mm-hmm. I've seen just a ton of comments about this, and I've seen people for this and against this. And this is the rumor that The Rock is being eyed by Marvel Studios to possibly play Apocalypse in the MCU. This report is coming from the insider My Time to Shine Hello. That's why we're calling this a rumor.
It can't be no worse than this portrayal. I was like, Apocalypse is a giant. Like, come on. Like, I get it. And I get it. Sometimes a performance can win you over. Hugh Jackman's supposed to be much shorter. Okay? And it worked. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, Thanos. Apocalypse is Thanos level threat. And that's what you did with him? Get the hell out of here.
Rumor for now. She's very hit and miss, so take it with a grain of salt, but this isn't the first time that we've heard this rumor. And I bet you more than anything, The Rock is itching to join the MCU. He was supposed to be a huge player in the DC universe. He was supposed to change the hierarchy of the DCU. He brought back Henry Cavill's Superman in the Black Adam post-credit scene. He had a plan for DC. He wanted to bring glory to the DCU. He wanted to play Black Adam for a very, very long time. And unfortunately, it was very short-lived. James Gunn and Peter Safran were announced as the head of DC Studios, and they said that they are starting everything over. So basically, Johnson was out. Unfortunately, that meant Henry Cavill's Superman was out as well. But ironically, he did...
I got something to say. I do have something to say. And I never say this, but every once in a while it pops into my head. I do not have high hopes for MCU or the DCU right now. Do you? I really feel like we are not going to see the heights of the MCU in the MCU again, or not for a while. And I feel the same thing about the DCU. I feel like we're going to keep getting disappointed. And I hope I'm wrong. But that's just the gut feeling that I have. I feel like the next few movies, so we got Captain America, Brave New World. We got Thunderbolts. We got Fantastic Four. We got Superman coming. I think they're all going to be meh. And we're not. That's where I hope my gut feeling is wrong. And my gut usually never betrays me. And right now, like Captain America: Brave New World is coming in right where I thought it would. And I told y'all I felt like it was going to be meh to good, but not great. And it came in between meh and good for me. I was correct. So, and a lot of people are saying that, but a lot of people are saying it's bad. So, you know what I mean? And I'm not surprised. Like, I expected people to probably think that this was going to be bad. And every other movie that I mentioned that's coming out, I'm expecting there to be people saying they're bad. They just do not feel like tentpole epics to me like it used to.
jump ship over to the MCU, albeit very briefly. He still ended up in the MCU as a variant of Wolverine, and Deadpool, I think, cracked the perfect joke for this, saying that the MCU will treat him way better than the people down the street, DC Studios / Warner Brothers. So, is The Rock next? Is he the next one to jump ship from the DCU over to the MCU? Except this time he would probably want to play a pretty big role, not just a quick cameo as a variant. And as Marvel Studios right now is casting for the X-Men, we have heard that some villains Marvel Studios is considering bringing into the MCU for the X-Men are Apocalypse and Mr. Sinister. And we do have some castings for other members of the X-Men, which we'll get into.
Looks like it'll look just like Apocalypse, so just throw some Sinister into it. You know, modify his voice. Probably need some CGI on him with those crazy metallic lips, and I think he'll be fine. I've always hated Apocalypse. Can't stand him. I've never liked him in any iteration I've ever seen. So, you know, I mean, you're not supposed to like a villain, but like him at the same time. You know, that's what kind of makes him popular with people. We'll see if he can do it, if he is indeed cast.
In this video, but first
never liked Thanos.
Foremost, let me
Josh
know
Brolin
in the
made me
comments
like him.
if you think The Rock would make a good Apocalypse, and if you'd like him in the MCU.
I think he
people
could.
say, absolutely not, I don't want The Rock in the MCU. Or on the flip side, I've seen people say, well, actually, I think The Rock would make a pretty good Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I think people's biggest fear with The Rock is that, like some actors out there, he kind of just plays himself in all of the movies. Like with each movie that you see him in, you don't see the character that he's playing.
I think he can do it, though. I think he has the range to do it. If he wants to do that, he can do it. Like, The Rock's not an idiot. Like, he... you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a wooden person. He has... Just look at his wrestling career. He has been malleable and played different roles as The Rock. Just look at The Rock's evolution. He can do it.
You just see The Rock. You just see Dwayne Johnson. But with a character like Apocalypse and some good directing, it would need some great directing actually, maybe it could work. And we've heard that the Russo brothers are actually going to continue on past the multiverse saga, past Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and stay with the MCU and go into the
Disney backed the Federal Reserve up to their house.
Mutant Saga, and oversee the start of that next era. And it's even said that they could possibly go on to direct.
I can imagine those execs were begging the Russos, please, please, Anthony and Joe, please, Big Daddies, please help us out. You bail us out. You bail us out. Please. I bet you that was basically how they negotiated coming back on.
X-Men movie as well, which I think a lot of people would really love. Now, that's going to depend on the success of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, but the Russo brothers' track record with Marvel Studios is amazing. Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. All amazing MCU movies. There's no reason for us to doubt them. And they're bringing back Stephen McFeely, who was one of the writers for each of those projects as well. So there's no reason to think that Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars won't be fantastic, and that if they continue on for the X-Men film, it won't be fantastic as well. And they're the type of directors who can really get exactly what they want out of an actor. So perhaps Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson could be a good Apocalypse under the direction of the Russo brothers and the writing of Stephen McFeely and maybe Christopher Marcus if he returns as well. But like I said, this is just a rumor at this point in time. We know that Marvel Studios eyes actors for many different roles in the MCU. Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, has confirmed that they meet with actors about multiple roles all the time. Sometimes they cast them, sometimes they don't. It depends on if they find that perfect role. Is the perfect role for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the MCU Apocalypse? Go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, right now we have an addition to the rumored X-Men cast so far. If you haven't kept up, right now it's said that Harris, Dick, Dickinson is being eyed for Scott Summers, Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, Julia Butters as Kitty Pryde, and we have 2 new additions to talk about today. The first one is Margaret Qualley as Rogue. This is coming from the insider Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic podcast. He reported about this yesterday and he said another name has surfaced, Margaret Qualley, and he also made the point of noting that she signed on to a Disney and 20th Century movie this week. So she's in with Disney, and that does
I don't like
matter.
that particular
He says,
look.
I heard she might be Rogue. And I think people really like Margaret Qualley right now. She's pretty well known right now, but she's not superstar status yet, and perhaps her in the MCU could bring her to that superstar status. A lot of people have actually been saying that they hope Marvel Studios kind of does what they did with the beginning of the MCU, where they cast actors who weren't at that superstar level yet. They were known, but being in the MCU playing iconic characters took them to that level, that next level. And it seems very clear right now that Marvel is casting for the X-Men and specifically Rogue, because the other casting rumor that we heard was from insider Daniel RPK, who has a good track record with scoops, who says Jenna Ortega...
Man, they should just bring in Jenna Ortega as who? We're going to see what he's going to say. They should just bring in Angela Bassett as Storm, make her an older version. You know what I'm saying? Just make her kind of like an elder type with knowledge and power, and that's what they should do. That's that thing. I've been waiting. She looks so good for her age. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Come on now.
Ortega met with Marvel Studios about playing a big role in the MCU. Beyond Reporter also said that Marvel could be eyeing Jenna Ortega as well for a major role. Now, none of the reports specified which character. One said possibly Kitty Pryde, but a lot of people are speculating that she'd make a better Rogue than Kitty Pryde. And I actually really do like Julia Butters.
Man, if I was these actors, I'd be like, look. I'll sign on as long as you don't try to make a movie that could possibly destroy my career. Nah. Disney, you know what I'm talking about. What do I mean? Begins with a W. Yeah. As long as it ain't woke, I'll sign on. And everything in the future. Can't put me in no side movies that's woke. Make me make a cameo in any movies that's woke. None of that. You understand? All right. That's what I would say after Rock. Hey, Rock, you watch my channel? Don't do it if it's woke, bro. You've seen what woke is doing. Now, I know your reputation is important to you, just like most people in the public eye. Don't do nothing woke, bro. Trust me on that.
As Kitty Pryde more than I like Jenna Ortega as Kitty Pryde. And Jenna Ortega is another one of those actors as well. Most people know her.
She's not Kitty
really
Pryde.
Popular
Sorry,
with Wednesday,
whatever.
Scream, Beetlejuice, and that Sabrina Carpenter music video for Taste. If you know, you know. So she's really getting up there as well. In fact, she might already be at that kind of superstar status, but the MCU could just skyrocket that as well. So it seems like Marvel Studios' strategy right now is to kind of go for a mix of really big, well-known
I like Jenna Ortega.
and
She's not
some
Kitty
smaller
Pryde.
actors who have done great work as well. And whether they're bigger actors or smaller actors, I don't think it really matters as long as they are the perfect person for that part. Because if they are, that means they can act like the character needs to act, and they can pull off the look of the character. And again, like when it comes to The Rock, with great directing, actors can really be elevated to perform better than they would have on their own. So I think
you've all seen movies where they didn't have the budget. Not having the budget made the acting look worse. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the budget or the direction or the special effects, sometimes it makes it like you can literally, if you're like, only look at their acting or only look at the coordination of this fight or only look at this or that. And you'll be like, you know what? This is actually good. It just didn't have the budget or the right direction. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe the right writing. Like, they're saying their lines fine. You know what I'm saying?
Direction is a really big part of this. I think the writing is going to be a huge part of this. The X-Men movie already has a writer, Michael Leslie. And if this movie is going to be right after Secret Wars, that means it's going to start shooting next year, which is crazy to think about. But that's why Marvel Studios right now is trying to get the cast for the X-Men. And just like it was for the Fantastic Four, I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of names thrown out there. So if you want to stay up to date on all the X-Men casting rumors and, of course, official news, be sure to subscribe.
Cool. Get over and subscribe to The Cosmic Wonder. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you. Let me know what you all think. I'm going to finish my grapes up. And yeah, let me know what you think about the situation. 10 million subscribers. Woo! Finally, The Rock has come to the MCU.